Hello and welcome to Candid Conversation. Today our guest on our program is the Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab, Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal, who is joining us from Badal village in Punjab. Recently, Mr. Badal had been facing lots of heat because of growing drug menace in his state. Thank you, sir, for joining us. My first question to you is that why haven't you taken any action against your Revenue Minister, Mr. Manjeethia?
Action can only be taken if courts convict somebody. First of all, who blamed Mr. Manjeethia? A hardened criminal who was caught by our government, whose gang we busted, whose complete business network we destroyed, and for 6 months he kept quiet just to get back at us, at our government. He takes somebody's name. That means you should listen to a criminal or should listen to the government which is fighting the war. That means if terrorists in Jammu Kashmir take Prime Minister's name, their Prime Minister asked us to do it, you think you're going to ask the Prime Minister to resign?
So why did he take his name?
That is the best, you ask him. All agencies investigated him. There were 5 agencies, central agencies, who investigated him. And that time he didn't take anybody's name. For 6 months he kept on attending court hearings. He didn't take anybody's name. One day he takes names, and after that he has not taken anybody's name. So whole investigation has already been done. Basically, we in the country should be very clear. Criminals, if they start taking advantage, that means no police officer, no minister, no government official will do anything because be scared that that same person whom they catch takes their name. That means you'll get after the officer and not the criminal.
Are you trying to say that there is no evidence against him, but still
I am
he is
saying
being
the
summoned
investigation is going on. All agencies of the government of India have investigated him. The complete investigation. At this moment, there's nothing. If at all something comes up, we will be the first person to arrest him.
So first question is, how do you know there is no evidence?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying if evidence comes, we'll be the first people to arrest him.
You mean to say that investigating agency, they haven't shared any evidence
as far as what I know, there's nothing. But if anything comes up, we'll be the first person to arrest him.
Sir, I spoke to a top official in Enforcement Directorate. I asked him specifically what exactly is the role of Mr. Manjeethia. He said that right now we are investigating the matter. He was questioned, he was summoned by ED, and we are investigating the questions and the answers which he gave. Yeah. Now, that clearly shows that there is no clean sheet to him either.
Just your question, which you're just saying, has got your own answer.
Right.
He said, we are investigating and we are investigating the question answers.
But there is no clean sheet to him
yet. The question answers were just taken a week back. So how can you jump to conclusions?
What I'm trying to say, sir, he wasn't questioned as a witness or an accused, but he hasn't got
anybody's name. Yeah. If anybody takes anybody's name, he has to be questioned. Right. That's per law. That doesn't mean if the Bhola takes your name, even you will have to be questioned. Right. So it's not that this thing that you are accused. Anybody, if he's been to somebody's house or if he's traveled and he met somebody, he says, I met so-and-so, I was going and having lunch with somebody and there were so many people there on lunch. They may not even know him. But as per the agency rules, you have to call every one of them who were there in the function. That's part of the drill of investigation. So
you mean to say that till the time there is any concrete evidence against him, he will be the minister?
Yes, as long as. And if there is evidence, we'll be arresting him, the first person will be arrested.
Right. Okay, so now coming to the protest which you are planning to do on Monday, 5th of January. And what exactly through these protests will you achieve?
The whole nation, the propaganda created by the media and some vested interests that Punjab is a drug capital of the country, even though we are the only state which is fighting drugs. First of all, I want to make one thing clear. No drug is produced in Punjab, not a single. We are a transit point. All drugs aimed at India by Pakistan and Afghanistan, because we are a border state, it comes through this place. So the responsibility at the border is of border security force. They are supposed to check infiltration of drugs into India or anything, any infiltration or customs or anybody. So once things get out of there, they are aimed at going to every part of India. And then a police comes in. You should be thankful to the Punjab police that they've caught huge quantities of drugs which would have been in various parts of the India and would have affected our youth. Rather than complimenting our state for fighting the drug war of the nation, people started blaming us. The mistake we made was we started highlighting this, that so much quantity of drug caught here, so much quantity of drug caught here. If we are catching drugs, that means we are supporting it. You look at the statistics of all states which are fighting against drugs or where drugs are available. Everyone knows about Goa. Only 50 cases, 50 people arrested last year. Everyone knows about rape parties in Bombay, rape parties in Gurgaon, rape parties in Pune, where thousand youngsters get together and have drug parties. Where how many people have they arrested? 500, 700 in a year, and we are arresting 20,000 people. So rather than complimenting us, we are the state which gives food to the nation. We are the state which provides rice and wheat to the nation. We do not produce drugs. There are certain nations, states next to us which produce opium and poppy husk for the nation.
Which state are you referring?
Rajasthan, it's legal. Madhya Pradesh is legal.
So sorry to intervene you here. Are you blaming BSF here for the cross-border?
No, I'm not
entry?
blaming anything. I am saying cross-border checking of infiltration is the responsibility of BSF.
So you mean to say they're not doing it?
For example, anything happens in Punjab, if there's a bomb, there's a theft or any law and order problem, it's a responsibility of the state police. If there's a terrorism attack all over the country, don't you blame the government of India? It's the government of India who has to check. So every agency has a responsibility to do. So it's their job, but they also need to be strengthened. Government of India needs to strengthen them, needs to introduce technology there. Like America and Mexico, drugs used to come from Mexico into America. They use technology on the borders, sensors and CCTV cameras, and to stop the drugs. Why can't the government of India invest a few hundred crores to put in sensors and CCTV cameras on the border?
On the borders.
Yeah, so by doing that, you'll at least save the nation from being ruined.
So what else do you want BSF to do?
I'm saying they are professional agencies. They should be more vigilant. Government of India should modernize them, give them all what they require to seal the complete borders, like sensors and CCTV cameras and other technology which other nations are using to stop drug inflow into the nation. So I'm not blaming anybody. I'm saying we should learn from our experience, what we have suffered, and in order to do that, we should take preventive measures. Like in beginning, the borders with Pakistan were not sealed. There was no fencing. People used to walk up and down. Then we realized that we need to fence it. We fenced it. Now we realize that fencing alone cannot stop drugs. So we need to introduce sensors and CCTV cameras.
So just clear me one thing. What are the entry points of drug in Punjab?
I cannot tell you the entry points. Entry points in Punjab are one from international border.
Right.
One, a neighboring state, for example, Rajasthan. You're here next to you're sitting in my village. Just 30 kilometers from here is the Rajasthan border. On the border, you will see shops, legal open shops by the Rajasthan government of poppy husk, which is a very dangerous drug. How can you have two laws in the nation wherein one state earns money and produces drugs and other states are fighting and saving their children?
One union minister has said that Rajasthan is not suffering from drugs. Why Punjab?
How do you know he's not suffering from drugs?
The rate of...
No. How do you know? Because you don't catch anybody. You don't catch anybody. That means the best way we would have done is we shouldn't have caught anybody. So things start moving everywhere. You go to Rajasthan, you go to the villages there. Like here in Punjab, you go to a village and we offer tea with some snacks. They have so many places where they offer opium.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that we should not look at the number of cases not caught. If the government is not catching people, that doesn't mean that that thing doesn't exist. That means if we want us to be drug free, that means I should tell my police, don't catch anybody, so there will be no case registered, there will be no record, and let everything go freely. Is that what you want?
Sir, then have you urged Prime Minister on this issue?
First of all, I'm not against a state. I remember when Prime Minister Sir Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, in every Chief Minister's meeting on law and order, I used to raise this issue with Sir Manmohan Singh. When Mr. Gehlot, the ex-Chief Minister of Rajasthan, came for North India Chief Minister meeting in Chandigarh, I requested him that please stop the growth, the production of opium and poppy husk in your state, because it is ruining our children. It's not only Punjab. The poppy husk is going to all other parts of the country. Opium is going from these states to all other parts of the country. So same way, I've requested, when I met the Prime Minister, I met the Home Minister also, I also requested them that we should come out with a law where we ban complete production and growth of drugs. Even if we need some for medicinal value, we should import it from other countries. Because there are a lot of countries which they're complete ban. And you go to Middle East, you go to Singapore, there's a death sentence if anybody is even caught by an ounce of drugs. So we should have those stringent laws. And I'm telling you, drug problem in our country can be solved within a month if we are able to seal all our borders, international borders, as well as we ban the cultivation of drugs. And once we ban the cultivation of drugs throughout this country, then there will be no drugs available.
So as per the central study, every 4 out of 10 men are addicted to drugs, and half of them are from youth and farmers, half the number. Now, what efforts so far the state has made?
Which central study is this?
Sir, this is according to a central study survey, the statistics.
By whom? Which state
Narcotics.
is this?
Narcotics Department.
Is it of the country?
Yes, sir.
The whole studies of a country?
Yes, sir.
What
In Punjab, they are saying that 4 out of 10 men are addicted to drugs, and half of this number are from youth and farmers.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What is the name of the agency which has done the survey? Central
so this
study?
Narcotics Department, they only do.
This is an official document?
Yes, sir, it's
Because this is a wrong propaganda done.
Okay.
At this moment, there's not a single study in the country
Right.
which has surveyed Punjab. Rahul Gandhi came once and somebody gave him a piece of paper and he said 70% of the youth of Punjab under drugs, and media picked it up, and that was the starting point of branding Punjab as a drug company.
Okay.
There's no study, only one study has taken place by a Guru Nanak Dev University professor, but he studied only the drug addicts, not the population. And he studied about 1,000 drug addicts, and out of the 1,000 drug addicts, 70% were youth. So it was not the whole population, only drug addicts were surveyed. So, and they just took that thing and started branding the youth of Punjab. You look at, I'll tell you best thing, you're in this village, you go around the village and survey how many people are in drugs in the village. If you want to take a random village in the country, in a state, you won't even find 1%, 2%, 3%, and it's wrong to brand without authentic studies, without doing anything. We just come up with papers and things and start branding a state. That is wrong.
So what efforts has the government, state government made?
State government has taken two-pronged strategy. One, we are cracking down on any person who's involved in it or transiting. Another thing, I want to make one thing clear. Punjab is a transit point. It's not a destination. Destination of these drugs are around whole country or international markets. Because Punjab is the border, it has to cross it. So whatever we catch, Punjab police, is not meant for Punjab residents. It meant for the nation. So we are the first line of defense, second line of defense after BSF. So we catch them. Doesn't mean that this so much drugs is going to be consumed in Punjab.
Okay.
That amount of drugs are going to be consumed in the nation.
Right. So you mean to say it goes through
All
Punjab?
transit, we the transit because it starts from Pakistan, Afghanistan for this country. And being a border, if our state was somewhere near Madhya Pradesh, then you would have not been talking about Punjab as a drug capital. Then whichever state would have been the border, would have been talking about that.
So you're planning for a protest at international border, which is probably against BSF or...
No, it is not. We are doing it at international border because there's an international war against India on drugs. Rather than people appreciating our state's stand in fighting this war, our state became the victim of this drive.
Right.
So we want to make now, because we are holding it on the border, now the whole media attention has come back to Punjab, and that's the reason you have come. Otherwise, you wouldn't have traveled 5 hours to take my interview. Because now you're realizing that we are the victims. We are not the criminals. Because we have highlighted the issue that we are fighting the nation's war. And it's not against BSF. It is against Pakistan and Afghanistan, highlighting that we are just a transit state. The drugs from here are meant for the country. We are fighting it. We are blocking it. The nation should be grateful to our state for blocking the supply of drugs to rest of the country.
So now let's talk about future. If we talk about future, like what efforts are you going to make first to bring out those people who are already drug addicts?
We have set up addiction centers. Government of India has also allocated some money for us. And all around the state we have beefed up our addiction centers. We are providing free medicines people who want to get de-addicted. So, and at the same time we are keeping a strong vigil in the whole state. And that's what the third step is. We're requesting Government of India to ban the cultivation of drugs in other states, as well as use technology on the borders to censor it. If all these things happen, I think give it a year maximum, you'll see change in the country.
Are you planning to set up more drug de-addiction center?
Yeah. We have set up a full team under our health ministry who's fighting this.
So the supply chain you have already spoken about. What about the public awareness?
All this public awareness. This rally tomorrow, where the couple of lakh people from every corner of Punjab will be there. Yeah. I think the last 5 days, the public awareness has become so much. Like channels like you and others are running around. Yeah. Otherwise, you sitting in Delhi were also thinking of us as the culprits of drug rather than being the victims. So now, with all this is part of public awareness.
Are you planning anything more to it? Because
we are taking step by step. As we keep on going, step by step we're taking the issue.
So just like our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, has said that in 5 years our country will become clean in Swachh Bharat campaign. Do you have anything in your mind, any period you have decided to make your state drug-free?
What happens is, we have no control over this. We are dependent on Government of India.
Right.
If Government of India seals the border with technology and bans cultivation of other states, obviously then only it will happen.
So you mean
we have no control. We have no control over the borders. We have no control over the other states. So I must appreciate Prime Minister Modi's statement in his
Man Ki
Baat, where he highlighted the issue. Yeah. And I'm sure under his leadership as a Prime Minister, he is very sincere. Whichever issue he takes up, he takes it to the logical conclusion. And I'm very happy he took up this issue. And because of that, I'm sure he will ban these, ask the states to ban, he'll ban the cultivation of drugs in other parts of the country, as well as he's going to, I'm sure he's going to put aside certain funds for sealing, or using technology to seal the borders.
Are you going to meet Prime Minister or anybody?
Whenever I meet him, I request him on the same issue, and I'll again request him that he's taken up a right cause, and I'm sure under his leadership we'll be able to completely eradicate drugs from our nation.
Has some sort of differences popped up between BJP and your party?
No, I'm very happy that he's also taken up the drug issue. He's coming to Punjab, and it's good that since he's the president of the ruling party, he will also play an important role in helping our state fight the drug menace, which is of international in nature, as well as involves other states. So with his launching a campaign from here, I think that will benefit the nation as well as the state of Punjab.
So you say that there is no difference between your party and BJP on this particular issue. And what is the reason you feel that in this Lok Sabha election your party couldn't do that well? Was it because of this one of the menace?
No, nothing. That's not. There was suddenly a new party emerged up there was a fad in the nation, and it came and went out. Suddenly the name of Aap came, everyone went for it. Now they've discarded it.
Sir, the last question is on the conversion issue. Recently you've seen that conversion happened in a Gurudwara. What is your party's stand on it?
We are very clear. In this country, every religion stays here. Every religion should be allowed to prosper. There should be no feeling of insecurity among any religious minorities or anybody else. Our party is strongly against conversion.
Are you going to take any steps on this so that it doesn't happen in future?
No, we will. I think there should be a national voice on it, and this issue of conversion should be stopped here only, because otherwise, if this thing continues, it will destabilize the nation.
Right. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
talking to us.
Thank you.